My wife cheated, so I cheated back and played the video on date night. My wife and I had been married for a little over 5 years, and things had been going downhill for a while. We could both feel it. I tried talking to her about everything, but she would never open up. Then one day she started gripping about one of her co-workers. His name was Brad. She would complain about him all of the time, saying what a jerk he was and how bad of a person he was in general. This kept up for 4 or 5 days in a row, and that is when it hit me. Holy crap, she is having an affair with this guy. So I did what any tech-savvy guy would do. I hacked her Messenger account to get some proof. There were dirty messages and pictures they had been sending to each other. It was disgusting and I was livid, but instead of exploding with anger, I decided to play it cool. I wanted to teach her a lesson she'd never forget. The first thing I did was to start looking for a way to get my own revenge. I decided that the best way to do this would be to cheat on her as well, but not just any regular cheating. I wanted to make a whole production out of it. I figured if she was going to hurt me, I might as well make it hurt her just as bad, if not worse. So I contacted an escort service and arranged to meet with one of their girls. When we met, I explained the whole situation to her and asked if she would be okay with me recording our session. She agreed, but only if her face wasn't visible. That was fine with me. In fact, it was perfect. I didn't want my wife to be able to identify her anyway. I just wanted her to see my face. My fully satisfied, best action face. So I set up my phone on a cheap little Amazon tripod and we got down to business. I made sure to capture every single detail on camera. We would stop and I would move the camera to another angle and give it another go. I kept this going for about 40 minutes or so. The escort girl was happy to help and offered me many different positions and angles to shoot from. It was a great time in many ways. Once I had enough footage and had captured an epic grand finale, I spent a few hours editing it all together. I even added some special effects and music for that extra dramatic flair. When I was satisfied with the final product, I burned it onto a DVD and put it in my home office desk drawer. We always had a midweek date night on Wednesday. It was simple, but a routine we had put in place long ago, and even though we were both miserable, we kept it going. I'm not even sure why. It was just a habit. Anyway, the day finally arrived, and we went out to a nice restaurant for dinner. The whole time, I could barely contain my excitement for what was about to happen. As we were eating, I acted like everything was normal, asking her about her day and making casual conversation. Inside, though, I was counting down the minutes until we would be back home and I could put my plan into action. We returned to our place, and I suggested we watch a movie together. She agreed, so I popped on the DVD and hit play. The video started, and her face went from confusion to horror in seconds. I played it cool. I just sat there, watching the opening scene with a big all-dumb smile on my face, and remembering how fun it was to shoot it, lol. My wife was beyond shocked. She actually flipped her lid and got all red-faced and crazy-looking. She asked me what the hell she was watching, and I just said it was an action movie that I thought she would like. She started cussing me and throwing household objects at me. I blocked them with a pillow and asked her to calm down. I told her she was overreacting to the movie and that I didn't see what the problem was. I said I thought girls loved cheating and that if she just calmed down that she would really love the ending. She was completely off in space by this point. She finally collapsed on the floor and started sobbing and crying. I mean, I expected a reaction, but not this whirlwind that I got from her. So finally, I dropped the act. Actually, I continued, I really thought you might enjoy this. I heard that girls love it when their men cheat on them, record it, and then show it to them. The look on her face was priceless. She was absolutely horrified, and I could tell she was trying to process what she was seeing. As the video played on, I could see her eyes darting between the screen and me, as if trying to determine if this was really happening. I decided to up the ante even more. You know, that's actually one of my coworkers, I lied, knowing full well that she'd never be able to track her down since I worked in an office with hundreds of people. We've been doing this for years. The color drained from her face as she looked at me in disbelief. What do you think makes me so good in bed? I taunted, trying to keep a straight face. It's because I get a lot of practice and training when I'm not with you. The whole time, I watched her expression shift from shock to anger to devastation. It was more satisfying than I could have ever imagined. Finally, she couldn't take it anymore. She started yelling at me again, calling me the biggest jerk in the world and saying that she couldn't believe I would do something like that to her. I just shrugged and acted like it was no big deal, which only made her angrier. I have several other DVDs I've been wanting to show you, I added, just to twist the knife a little deeper. It was at this point that I decided to finally confront her about her own cheating. I asked her how it felt, and the look on her face told me that she knew exactly what I was talking about. Then I revealed that I knew everything about her and Brad, the messages, the pictures, everything. Her face crumpled, and I could see the tears welling up once again in her eyes. You need to get the hell out, I told her, my voice cold and steady. She didn't even argue, just grabbed her things and left. The next day, I filed for divorce. 3 months later, and it was over. The whole experience was surreal, but in the end, I felt like I had some closure. I don't condone what I did, but I don't regret it either. I taught her a lesson she won't soon forget, and now I can move on with my life knowing that I stood up for myself and didn't let her walk all over me. She should have just told me how she felt. It wasn't like I didn't try to talk to her about things. For her just to expect me to carry all the weight of our house and our bills while she ran around on me with that idiot was ludicrous. Just be a woman and speak up and let us part ways with dignity. But apparently that is not their way. I don't know what happened to her after the divorce. We never spoke again. I don't really care, to be honest. I just hope she's learned her lesson and won't treat someone else the way she treated me. I'm just glad it's over. So, there you have it. My crazy story of infidelity, revenge, and date nights gone awry. I never thought I'd be sharing something like this, but I figured if anyone could appreciate it, it would be you guys. Thanks for letting me vent, and for any of you going through something similar, just know that you're not alone. Life has a way of throwing us curveballs, but it's up to us to decide how we react to them. And sometimes, a little bit of revenge can be just what is needed to get you through it all. Well, that was a new one. How well do you think he did? Was he wrong for getting revenge like this? What would you have done in either of their shoes? Let us know in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.